What's up, y'all? Welcome to the very first episode of Let Him Cook. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Marsh, how you feeling, bro?
Bro, this has been a long time coming. I'm super excited. Man, this is about to shoot us into the atmosphere. I'm going to tell you, look, you were texting this to me just the other day. Let Him Cook. It's about to be top what podcast in 2026?
Top 100 worldwide global podcasts in 2026.
Let's go. Super excited, man. Happy to be here. You're my brother. We've been talking about this for a long time, and I'm just excited to finally get it going.
Yeah, 100%, bro. I mean, it's been an interesting year, man, and I love the fact that we get to end it this way. I got on my Santa cowboy hat because I told you I've been Black Santaing lately, man. Been trying my best to give back, man. It's nice to get a moment to just kind of reflect, chill, kick back with the homie, and just kind of see what the whole year has brought us, man. It's gonna be a really, really dope convo today, man.
Listen, I saw this red and white fur hat, and I thought maybe you and Chelsea was in there getting freaky deaky. I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea. So I'm glad you clarified that for not only me, but for the viewers too.
Yes, for the viewers. Yes, we appreciate you letting me know that needed a clarification. Yes, viewers, this is a Black Cowboy Santa hat, okay? I've been doing some giveaways lately, but it's really funny. Like today today was my last giveaway because as much as you would think just doing a giveaway is like nice and easy, bro, it's been stressful. So
I can imagine.
I told Marshall today, I said, look, I've been doing my best to give back, but today's the last day for Black Santa. I'm chilling.
But we're coming back next year, though, right?
We're coming back next year. I think after a nice, cool year of relaxation, Black Santa can come back. But yeah, for now, man, it's so funny. I had one more really, really dope giveaway that we were going to do. And the thing about this giveaway was, even though it was coming from the brand, it was actually something that I had won from the brand. And I asked them to re-gift it because it's a really, really, it's from an airline and it was supposed to be a bit of a trip for somebody. And as much as it might upset some people to hear it, like, you can't be mad because you ain't never had it yet, so you can't be mad that you lost it. But The point is, the point is, after spending this week giving as much as I felt like I could and realizing that I was a little bit stressed, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to take this vacation myself, dog.
Yeah, as you should. You deserve it, man. You've had a pretty intense year. Really intense, almost, last quarter of the year?
Yeah.
And so you have earned yourself a trip. Put them toes in the sand somewhere, put your short shorts on. And I know listen, if you're out there and you have seen Kwame and Myself on Netflix, or you've seen him online, this brother loves to take his shirt off. So I can only imagine that you're about to take your shirt off in somewhere tropical.
Everywhere. If I could, I wouldn't have it on in the wintertime.
We get it. You gotta ask. Golly.
Marsh, how you been though, man? How's the last month been for you? How's life? How are things, man?
I've been good. There's so much to be thankful for. And I think life and family and love those are definitely at the top of my list going into the last couple of days in 2025. 2025 was definitely a whirlwind of a year. Coming off of the recoup, I would say, from heartbreak.
Yeah.
Going into this year, just really heads down, focused on what I wanted to do with my career, what I wanted to do with myself personally. And now that we're at the end of this year, going into another year, it's just wild to kind of sit back and reflect on how far you've actually come. And so that's something that I'm trying to do a better job with, is actually sitting back and reflecting on how far I've come. It's been a journey, man. And, as you know, not everybody knows, but I did leave LA. I'm still going to do the bi-coastal thing, but I'm currently based back home in Baltimore, and just had to take care of some family business and just doing what I got to do, man.
Yeah.
So West Coast has not seen the last of me. Seattle has definitely not seen the last of me because I was just there with you and Zach, and shout out to Alaska Airlines, and it's good. We had a great time celebrating John Legend's 20-year, what's his album called? Get Lifted Tour. 20-year Get Lifted Tour. Alaska Airlines just debuted their direct flight from Seattle to Rome, and we were blessed enough to be able to showcase that on social media. So that's just a testament to, I'm going to wherever the work is, but just basing my feet back home is definitely, that was warranted. It was needed. So I'm happy to be
Yeah.
back home.
That's what's up, man. I love that for you. We're both East Coast boys. It's funny. Me and Marshall grew up, maybe an hour from each other, maybe less.
Yeah, maybe less than that.
Yeah, like you start to realize what a small world is. It's like when me and Brett got on Love is Blind and realized for the last year and a half, we had lived less than a 5-minute walk from each other, but never saw each other, which
That's
is
wild.
crazy
That's
to me.
wild.
Yeah, especially being two black people in Portland. Like, it's like, like
How
all
the hell
black
did
people
that
know-
not happen?
Yeah, how did that not? And all the black people know each other. It's so funny. Like, Brett went through all the friends he has.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I know him. I know him. I know him. I know him. And then I went through all the friends I have. And Brett's like, oh, I know him. I know him. And I'm like, we literally knew all of each other's friends, but never met.
That's insane.
That's insane.
That's
and
insane.
I always wonder what would have happened if me and Brett Brown met before Love is Blind? How would we have seen each other? Blah, blah, blah. But you know what? That's the thing about life, man. You meet when you're supposed to. And actually, funny enough, I have a reminder right now on my phone to call Brett Brown today at some point. So probably after this conversation, I'll be giving Brett Brown a call. I'm excited to talk to him.
It's good, man. That's what we do. We stay in touch. A lot of people, that's actually one of the number one questions that I get, whether I talk to somebody on the street or talking to anybody, really, I said on the street, but really anybody, they always ask, are you still friends? Are you still cool with your boys from the show? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I tell them that we do our yearly guys trip to Complex Con. We are talking very consistently. We check in on each other. We're there for all the ups, all the downs, and the in-betweens. And Love is Blind definitely gave us that bond and that brotherhood. Even though I didn't get married, I feel like I came out with the next best thing. And that's, some brothers that I can rely on for the rest of my life, man.
Yeah, I love that, man. That's one thing people I feel like they don't realize as much because like everyone thinks, you go to Love is Blind, you're there to find love. And so that's the person you make the deepest connection with. And obviously, when you get married is your deepest connection, but really like not far behind are the brothers on the side that you connect with as well, because you spend more time with them than you do dating your partner. And so, man, you're going through so much emotional processing with those boys and you get to really connect. And I'm glad that we've done, this is our 3rd year doing our Complex Con trip, man. And shout out to Ambug. He's the man. I know that he's, transitioning and figuring out something new. He does great things. He's going to be doing great things. So I'm looking forward to and excited for what's next for him. But I appreciate how he's always helped us and incorporated us in that. And it's helped us connect and find a good spot to be.
Hey, listen, man, I got a little story about Ambug.
Okay. What's up? Okay.
So Ant, he just left Baltimore. He flew in on last Friday morning because I was hosting a toy drive alongside my cousin Justin, and I invited Ant. And Ant kicked it with me and my family the entire weekend. My man was taking shots at Hennessy XO. My man was getting loud and rowdy with the Uno crew. We were in here peeling shrimp, doing the Baltimore thing. We went to breakfast, and bro, it was amazing. And that just goes to show that, the connections that you make in life, it's on you to like water that seed. Yeah. And I think that a lot of times people don't necessarily think about your platonic friendships as deep as your romantic relationships in terms of the work that you have to put into it. Yeah. And I think you and I value that. Brett values that. Zach, because of how much we talk. But I think that it's important for the listener to know that if you haven't called your best friend or your homie that you used to kick it with all the time and gone out to go see them, or even just chopped it up, do that today, tomorrow, in the new year. Make that a New Year resolution, because it's important to have interpersonal relationships in life. You have to have a community. You got to have a village. And I'm really proud to say that you're part of my village, man, because I've told you stuff that I haven't even told, my family members. So different people for different aspects of your life. And I think that Ant is just to kind of bring it full circle, Ant is definitely one of those guys that I can rely on just as much as I can you. So, shout out to Ant Bug. You're the guy. You're the man.
We love that. Hold on. My mic. Oh my gosh. Was I muted the whole time?
No.
I don't know. Okay, perfect. I must have just muted myself. But
technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
Technical difficulties. We're gonna need a new podcast producer.
Yeah, please.
Please, man. Please. Man. So look, Marsh, we're gonna start with something fun. So, I had some of our followers send over some submissions, right? 2026 either story or piece of advice. Sorry,
2025. Here you go again.
Here I go again. I'm getting ahead of myself. My goodness. So anyway, to bring this full circle, we do have a question from let's see. How can you truly know if your girlfriend is truly the one or just your partner right now? Like, what is it? What is it? Is that feeling like day to day, or is it more when you know, you just know? That's a good question, Matt. Great question.
Matt is coming in with the heat.
With the heat.
Ooh, I guess we have some experience in this area, don't we? Some more than others. Some more than others. Matt, do you want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Matt, where do I start, Matt? First of all, great question, man. Hope you're doing well in life, and I hope that this episode finds you well. I think that intrinsically as men, we know when we know. There is just something about having that innate connection with somebody that just prompts this feeling within you that you don't have to question. If you have to ask that question, then she's probably not it. And that's just my personal opinion. Obviously, I'm not a relationship coach. Neither is Kwame. We're just two dudes who met on a love show. But in my experience, I think that even in the relationships that I've had and they have not come to fruition in terms of marriage, I still feel the same way about them. Like, I knew when I knew that they were the person for me at that moment. And I think to answer that part of your question, maybe they're just there for a moment.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel like I'm giving the best advice here because I'm getting kind of triggered. So I'm going to go ahead and put the mic down.
You know what? I'm going to give you to the best of my ability. Once again, it's important. I feel like everyone has a different experience with things. And so that's why, like, when you think about love languages and you think about the way that people feel emotion, like, everyone connects in a different way. So there's no one size fits all for answers like this. But I will say from my experience, it's tough because obviously the way that I, got married, the way that I came into my marriage was supposed to be something where it felt more like an if you know, you know. But the interesting thing about life is I feel like as it ebbs and flows, there are, declines and inclines, right? And so in order to really feel like you found the one, I feel like it's important that no matter their declines or the inclines or the ups or the downs, there's stability in this person. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you may have a week where you feel like you're the utmost in love with this person, and you may have a week where you're just like, oh, I'm so tired of them, right? But through both of those weeks, do you know that you still, without a shadow of a doubt, cannot be without them? And that's what's important. Like, I think about that a lot, so that's just been my experience, because I know from, previous relationships, we all have those moments where we're love drunk, where you're like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest person in the world. And you have some tough moments, but like throughout both of those moments, do you still see them and look at them and your eyes still sparkle and you think to yourself like, wow, I'm so in love with this person. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. So that's my take on it, man. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. And you bring up a great point. And I think that in a lot of committed relationships, it's a simple topic that I feel like can be talked about in a lot of different avenues, and you can take it in different ways. But I think at the core of a committed relationship is the choice. And I was talking to one of my fraternity brothers who's been married for over a decade, and they've gone through their ups and downs. But I think when it comes to their relationship, when I look at them and I observe them, and even from his mouth, he said it's a choice. Every single day, I'm going to choose you. And if you aren't willing and ready and able to choose that person, like mentally choose them, physically and emotionally choose them, then you should probably move on. That's just me.
I can dig that. Look at that. Look, I don't know what's that thing?
Clock it.
Let him cook. Man.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Nah, I love that. That was a really good question. And there's, I guess, a couple other things to look at in life now. Now I'm gonna ask you a tough question. So let's say, now this is really, really gonna dive into the hardest parts of everything. Let's say your house is burning down, right? And you have to save two things, right? Only two things. All right. This is one of those tough ones. All right. You can save your partner, whoever that be, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, whatever, whoever you're in love with. Let's say you can save $20 million. Let's say you can save your pet, your dog, your cat, whatever that is. Or you can save your closest relative.
What kind of house you got me in? Is this a big ass house? What I got? I got a wife, I got pets, and I got my closest relative. What the hell? Goodness gracious.
You want a triple duplex,
Okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a clarifying question.
Okay.
Is the $20 million insured?
That's
Is
a
it
really
is it
good
just
question.
loose cash?
It's a loose cash. It is money under the mattress. This is a tough one.
Okay, this is a tough question, but obviously the correct answer, and I think the morally obligatory answer to this question
has to be said.
You have to save lives. So I'm taking my family member and I'm taking my partner. But in a selfish answer, give me the 20 M's and give me my partner. Now, now my closest relative, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, whoever you are who's living in that house with me, I'm sorry, but we out. I'm gonna give you a nice send away. I'm gonna give you a nice funeral. I got 20 M's. I'm putting you in a diamond casket. You feel me? No, that's terrible. Let me not say that.
There's a line. Clip that. Oh man. So I would say, if asked the same question, obviously you're right? You have to think about the morally correct answer. I think 20 M's is hard to come by. You could do a lot of things, but there's no way you could put a dollar value on life, right? And so I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna agree with what you said. I'm gonna have to take my partner and my closest relative. Now, here's the thing: the pet is gonna be really difficult, right? Like, I think there's gonna be a lot of heartache. You know what I'm saying? It's a true one. It's gonna be a really difficult one because I was watching Owning Manhattan yesterday, and I forget what her name was, but her dog had a really tough day, and she had to go to the vet, and they found out the dog had an autoimmune disease. And yeah, she was she was like broken. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you really start to see how impactful and how important pets are to people's lives. They are family. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like having two of your closest family members. And it's really funny. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I ask Chelsea this question, I feel like she's saving Rocky over me.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, dog, but listen, you barbecue chicken over Rocky. Listen,
it's over.
Rocky's getting out that house, and she's taking the 20 M's.
Look, at the end of the day, hey, Chelsea, look, feel free take Rocky and take whoever the family member is. That's fine. Just give me a nice funeral. I'll be fine. I'll understand, because I know what it would be like to break somebody down like that. So it's a tough question. No matter what, you're taking an L in some way, a big L, and it's going to take some time to recover. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never had a pet, so I guess I'll never be able to understand what that feeling is like. But a part of me is like, damn, it's kind of fucked up to choose a pet over the love of your life. You know what I mean? But I do understand, but I do have to try to understand it and put myself in Chelsea's shoes if she's picking Rocky. Because I guess Rocky was there before you. I guess that means that adds a little bit more sentimental value. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, %. Now, when we're speaking about significant others and so on and so forth, there's, I would say, kind of an elephant in the room that I feel like has been going on throughout the year 2025. And it's not something we want to talk about all the time too much, but as two people who have participated in said experiment, we've seen a couple people, who have said yes at the altar, been together, really worked hard to cultivate their lives and relationships. Even one couple that's had a baby had a split, man. Crazy times, ain't it?
Yeah, another one bites the dust, unfortunately. I play my theme music. Another one bites the dust. No. I was really broken up about Alexa and Brennan. I haven't spent a lot of time with them, but the time that I have spent with them has been amazing. Nothing shy of perfect. They are just two very just intrinsically good human beings. Obviously, that's their personal life, and they chose to do this as a family, and none of us have a say in any of it. We can't say anything like, oh, well, I should have known, I could have known, or I didn't see that happening. Nobody could have seen it happening because none of us are in there with them while they're going through the ebbs and the flows of a relationship. Yeah. I've had my fair share of breakups, especially public ones, and so I totally understand them wanting to just kind of go about this as amicably as they can moving forward and trying to keep the public out of it because they do have a child as well that adds another element. So, all the respect to Alexa and Brennan for putting their best foot forward. They've been married for 3 years now because we're going to be celebrating your 4-year anniversary next year, right?
Yep. And then I think they were like a month before us, I think.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah,
So
so they're getting
three
close. They've been
years of
getting close
marriage,
before. Yeah.
going through such an incredibly intense experiment such as Love is Blind, and you know, just you just have to respect that at the end of the day, and they have to move on with their lives, and so do we.
100%. You know what? I feel like I always saw it coming people, they get on my nerves a lot.
Yeah,
Reason being, like, there's a couple things that you have to feel like empathy wise, right? At the end of the day, if anybody gets married, you hope that they have a happy marriage, especially if they're two decent people, two decent human beings. And I liked both Alexa and Brennan. I had a good time with them. Brennan's definitely a big energy when you're around him. He loves to, have a good time, loves to drink. So I love just like, when you're at a Netflix event, he's the kind of guy you want to be around. And Alexa obviously has a big personality. All the girls love her as well. And so like Alexa's Alexa's a girl's girl, Brennan's a guy's guy. So they're both people that we appreciate. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And when you look at like divorce rate overall, divorce rate's above 50%, right? The percentage of people who get divorced in life is above 50%, which is crazy, right? It's a really high statistic. Love is Blind is 14 marriages total, 6 divorces. So you're below 50%, right? So I think overall, Love is Blind has done well in helping forge partnerships. It's created a lot of love, and it seems like it's more successful than the traditional route of marriage. And so for anybody out there who says, "Oh, I knew it, I think I do," man, calm down.
Kick rocks.
Kick rocks, man. Kick rocks. These are normal people, whether they met at a secret vacation destination or they met on TV or they met at a bar or they met on Hinge. Like, life is life, right? You're going to go through a difficult journey with the person that you're with. You have to adjust 2 lives, bring them into one. And right now, I feel like these people have been doing a really, really, really tough job making it work, bringing it to life, man. Love is
Yeah.
Blind is one of the most difficult things I've ever experienced in my entire life. And so I'm grateful that, we're on this end. And I think that they were grateful for the journey they went through, and it brought them a child.
Yeah.
And so all of the I told you so's or I think so's or I thought I knew's, man, honestly, just kick rocks, man. Like, 2 people got divorced. It's a really tough journey for them. They tried their hardest, I'm sure. They had a kid. They wanted to make it work, I'm sure. And so, like, give them some empathy and don't go out there on the internet and think like, oh, my comment that might get some likes, like, that's what's going to make me happy today. You are truly hurting people who tried their best and gave their best at something that is really difficult to do. You feel me?
Right. Exactly. And man, listen, to end that, wrap it up. Shout out to Alexa and Brennan. Love you guys. Hope you're doing well. Happy holidays to you as well. Man, Netflix is just kind of making waves, not just on the Love is Blind front, but
Let's
our
talk about it.
2 major tent poles in boxing happened over this weekend.
Yeah.
And shout out to our too hot to handle brother, Chase Demore, for taking down Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate, bruh. That's actually crazy to me.
Boxed him up.
Yeah.
Beat him down, bro. Beat him down.
Beat his
So,
ass.
listen here. This might get some flack. Chase, I don't really know you too well, bro. We have seen each other in passing. I don't mean any disrespect, but I don't know. Listen, Andrew Tate's a 40-year-old man. He used to be a world, I don't know if he was a world champion, but he was a professional kickboxer. Chase, man, you should have put him down sooner.
Damn!
You should have put him down. You should have put him down
Chase,
sooner, bro.
Marshall saying he want to fight, cuz.
Hey, listen, I would not be above that.
Okay.
But I'm definitely beneath it because Chase is a big dude.
Chase is a big dude. I'm not
big dude.
Chase.
Big dude. Now I personally don't. I look at Chase fighting, and I'm in no way a boxer, so respect. Hey, look, hats off to Chase for getting out there and getting in the ring and being a brawler. But I look at Chase's fights, and I'm like, okay, bar brawler at best. You know what I mean?
Oh, you are okay. You're getting technical out here, big dog. Okay.
I mean, because like in the sport of boxing, and I've done some boxing for a little bit, and I understand how difficult it is. So again, hats off to Chase Demore for getting out there and winning these fights. First of all, first and foremost. But I kind of look at it, and I'm like, if I was a real technical boxer, I'm picking them apart. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If I was really out there, I would love to hear Brett's take on this. Maybe we should have Brett on and see what he thinks, because Brett has been in the ring. Brett's been boxing for a long time. My brother's been boxing for a long time, and we sit there and we're kind of analytical over the technique of boxing. And I think that there should be a little bit more of like a cleanup when it comes to the technique as far as Chase's boxing style.
Okay.
But the man keeps winning. You can't take that from him. He is a part of the Netflix family, and shout out him for taking down Andrew Tate. And honestly, the story is amazing because at the end of the fight, and this is the last I'll say and kind of pass it to you, but at the end of the fight, I watched and Chase opened up about Andrew saving his life. There was a time where Chase was feeling a little, depressed and suicidal, and he was watching Andrew Tate's videos, and that kind of brought him back. And so to see him get emotional over that just shows the humanity of the man who people try to beat down on the daily or try to portray him as this villain or whatever it is. Chase, like I said, I don't really know the guy that much, but from what I've seen, I don't think he's a bad guy. I've been around people who speak highly of him, and I think that moment just kind of like really solidified it for me that he's just another guy who's just out there battling something, and this is his outlet, and he does a good job with getting out there and putting it on the line. So huge fight for him. Andrew Tate is top ticket, and I can't wait to see what's next for Chase Demore.
That's what's up, man. You know what? Yeah, like I think about the technicals of boxing as well, and I think like when I look at Chase, I think about like Deontay Wilder, who is a very brute strength fighter, not as technical, but gets the job done, right?
Yeah.
He's not much of a bob and weave, but he'll come at you, he'll throw some punches, and you're going to feel it.
Right.
So yeah, it is interesting to think about the backgrounds of it. And like, I wish I knew how to box better so I could say anything about it, if I'm being honest with you. But from the level of experience that I have, hey, he's getting the job done. And so it is interesting. Obviously, having been in the Netflix world, we've crossed paths a couple times. And the one time where I really thought we interacted really well, and I think after that was when we, connected on socials and whatnot. We went to the Netflix, the live event, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And everybody, like, there's like dance circles and everything. And like, it's so funny because like, Chase isn't the best dancer.
Hey, Chase, it sounds like he's challenging you to a dance battle, bro. He's trying to throw me in the ring and you trying to go and dance with him. Come on.
Nah, it's funny, man. But he was out there and he was like, I don't care, bro. I'm going to get in there. And I gained a lot of respect for him that day because he was like, everybody was having a good time. Everybody had a couple of drinks. And he was like, there's music on. I'm going to go. He jumped in the middle. And like, for people who don't have as much confidence in a certain area, to just expose yourself to it in a crowd, I feel like it takes a lot of confidence, but also like a lot of guts. You know what I'm saying? And so I gained some respect from him. And then I think like we laughed it off after that day. And then I followed him on Instagram and we connected from that. But like, it was just funny. That was the first one where I was like, you know what? I like this dude. So I'm happy for him. And then obviously the ticket that everybody has been talking about, Anthony Joshua. This man put a beat. This one I'm actually pretty happy about.
Yeah.
He put a beat down. And you don't prey on anybody's downfall. But if somebody makes $90 million from a fight for getting his jaw broken, that's not his downfall. You feel me?
Right. Right, exactly.
So like, hey, everybody celebrate, dog. Homie got his butt whooped. We all saw it. We all smiled. And he made his money. It's a win-win. But Anthony Joshua now, he's really making waves. And it's crazy because he's always been big in the boxing world. He's already had tons of millions of followers. But this was, I think, Americans' first big exposure to Anthony Joshua. Americans outside of the boxing world.
Right, exactly.
I.e., especially women, right? And now you see Anthony Joshua everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it is really funny. Like, it went way beyond what the boxing was. And now this guy, I was just looking at a post right before I hopped on this, and it was like this forum that votes on like 2025's hottest men. And then there's supposed to be a number one. And the group literally were like, hey, we had a number one, but we got to recalibrate because we just found out about Anthony Joshua, which is crazy.
I've been seeing Anthony Joshua in a bunch of like AI doctored up pictures.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people posting up with like holiday family looking style pictures. It's like wedding pictures. It's like, golly.
Yeah.
But you're right. He got put on Front Street.
Yeah.
My brother hosted a fight party at his house, and although there weren't a lot of women here, there were maybe 3 or 4. They had never seen Anthony Joshua before. So I can only imagine. Do you know how many viewers it clocked for the fight?
I think so. I think the Tyson fight got 126 mil globally, something around there. I think that the AJ fight got about 80 mil. And so, a decent size less than but it is Tyson.
Yeah.
You feel me?
But shit, 80 mil is still a considerable amount of people watching.
That's a lot.
And that's not to say that's 80 million televisions. That's not to say 80 million like viewers. So who's to say people didn't host like hundreds of people for one? So no, I can I can totally see why Anthony Joshua is now being, catapulted into the zeitgeist once again.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of women who are salivating over this man. I think that fight needed to happen for Jake because that legitimizes Jake Paul's boxing career. He's been fighting a lot of ex-MMA fighters, year-old retirees, and I think that once Jake Paul got into the ring with an actual former heavyweight champion of the world who is not that much older than him. Are they the same age, actually? How old is Anthony Joshua? Anthony Joshua is
like 30, 38.
He's 36. And
Okay.
Jake is what? Jake
32.
Paul is 32. Jake Paul's 28.
28?
So, yeah, but still, he was he 27 when he fought
Tyson?
Fought Mike?
Yeah, I think maybe 26. I think it was a couple years ago.
There's a whole generation between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And so now he's fighting somebody who is, again, relatively the same age, who still has a lot of gas in his tank. I think that legitimizes his boxing career. And now he might even be able to get into the ring with some actual boxers around his same age, the same weight class, because Anthony Joshua was a big dude. He looked like a giant, like a monster compared to Jake Paul. And so hopefully we can. I personally don't know if I'm going to watch another Jake Paul fight, but I'm excited to see what's next for Jake Paul's career because what he has been able to do with his boxing career, similar to Chase, I gotta respect it. You gotta respect somebody who willingly goes into a ring and puts their body on the line for the name of a sport.
Yeah.
I respect it, man. Even though Jake Paul is widely hated, you gotta respect the man. Like Tom Brady. I hate him, but I respect him.
Well, we hate them for different reasons. Trust me. But nah, I agree with you, man. I'm glad it happened for him. I think he needed to be taught a bit of a lesson. And hey, if he made some money while he was being taught the lesson as well. So kudos to both of them. I hope positive things for them, all that good stuff. But it is funny when we think about who he's been fighting and we think about what they mean to the respective sports or their respective fans. It has been interesting that he's been able to get in certain rooms. Like some random white kid who's 28 years old was just like, hey, I want to fight Anthony Joshua. And he fought Anthony Joshua, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
right?
It is.
It's like me being like, hey, I want to, me in a couple years, be like, hey, I want to face Tiger Woods in a 1v1 tournament, and him being like, okay. Like, that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So, hey, that's a come up no matter what. Marshall, man, would you get into celebrity boxing?
I thought about that. Back when I first started training, I was in it with the thought of wanting to go in there and doing some fighting like how Brett did. But it just quickly started to reveal itself to me that I'm not who I think I am. You know what I mean? And boxing is difficult. It is
difficult.
It's a different type of endurance. It's a different type of technique, and it takes a very special person to get out there and want to do that on a professional level. Like, damn, in front of hundreds of thousands of people, and man, I don't know if I have the guts to do that and put myself out there like that. But we'll see. Like I mentioned before, my brother's into boxing, and now that I'm home living with him, I think that we have been very consistent with the gym, and I think the next step is just going and getting into the ring with him and doing some sparring and just seeing where I'm at and assessing from there. Now, for you, I know that you were just gonna jump in there. The same fight that Brett took in Vegas, who Brett has been training for quite some time. You were just gonna get out there and just jump in there right off the street, man. Talk to us about that.
You know what, man? I think back to it, and I'm like, yo, I honestly probably should have trained. I'm honestly I'm kind of glad my fight got canceled, if I'm being honest with you, because I'd have gotten cooked. I would have got my ass beat. So I did not want that on the internet forever. Right. So yeah, I'm glad I got canceled. But you know what? It is funny. Like I do feel like due to my body type and like my athleticism, there's a possibility I could get into it. Right? Mm-hmm. Like it's a cool next step. And I feel like with anything that you get an opportunity to do that other people would want to do, if you are actually being ushered into a position to be able to do that, you should do it. Right. YOLO is a true fact. Like you really do only live once. And some people say because of that, live within a scarcity mindset. But it's like, if I never try, like I'll never know. You know what I'm saying? So I got to go out there and I just got to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that's what it comes down to, man. I'm like, look, if I could do it, I probably would give it a try. So, I think maybe 2026, we'll figure out if we can find a fight card out there somewhere. See if I can swing on a couple people. You feel me?
My man, they got a brand new hairline and think he's just fucking indestructible.
Check him out.
He's indestructible.
Check him out.
Hey, but listen, I'm gonna let you cook though, because, bro, whatever you got going on over there, the confidence is through the roof, my boy. It's through the roof.
Man, listen, I'm grateful. It's funny. I'm grateful that I got the confidence that I did, man. I like to think if you have the capability to do something, you should try it. And if you're gonna try it, you might as well try to be good at it. So if you're gonna go win, you gotta assume like nobody else is gonna come into the situation and think you're going to win. And so in order to at least make sure you put up a fight, you gotta think you're gonna win. And so that's how I think about it, man. I'm gonna put up a fight, and if I'm gonna put up this fight, I might get this win. And if I get this win, I'm coming back with my belt and some chains and some rings, whatever it is. But I'm gonna win. I'm gonna have a good time, baby.
Yeah, until you get the Sonic rings knocked out of your ass. Then what?
Oh man.
Yeah,
But,
bro.
Yeah, wild thoughts. I think I really do think 2026 I'll try to find something to fight. 2026 is just a year of opportunity, man. When you look at all horoscopes and all blah blah blah, I'm not really a big into horoscopes and things, but I do feel like sometimes within like self-fulfilling prophecy, you need to look at other things that are also propelling you to move forward. That way you can help reinforce what your beliefs are, And that's why horoscopes are so like effective, because people know themselves. They read about something, learn about something that in any way reinforces their belief. And so it furthers forward those actions, right? If I'm somebody who is action oriented,
Right.
and I'm sure many different horoscopes say you're action oriented, but let's say yours is one of those and it says you're action oriented. All of a sudden you're like, yep, that's me, right? Like Chelsea lives and dies by her sign. She's like, I'm a Taurus, right? It says that we are loud, we're confident, we want this, we want that. Like, so she like has reinforced that within herself. And that's why horoscopes can either be good or bad, but I think if you can see other signs in the world that tell you or reinforce your initial current beliefs, they're going to help you continue to push those forward. And if there's a sign out there that says Aries, as I am, is supposed to have their most successful year in 2026, I'm going to believe that. I'm going to say, I'm not just thinking that. The universe is thinking that too. So it might as well be true. You feel me?
I had no idea that you were an Aries.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm interested
Yes,
to see what an Aries Virgo friendship is.
Oh, I wonder. Let's find out.
And this is according to Google Gemini.
Okay, let's see.
An Aries Virgo friendship is a classic opposite attract scenario, challenging but potentially very strong, where impulsive Aries learns patience from meticulous Virgo, and practical Virgo learns to loosen up from bold Aries, creating a balanced team if they appreciate their differences and communicate, despite their contrasting fire and earth natures. Aries brings action and spontaneity, while Virgo provides planning and grounding, making them a surprisingly effective complementary pair if they respect each other's worlds. Let him cook.
Let him cook. That's a crazy one. See, I'm telling you. Yeah, that was actually pretty close, pretty right down to the T, bro.
I think so.
Yeah.
And so you, when it comes to, I'm not very big on zodiac signs and astrology readings and all that stuff, but I think that there's a lot of accuracy when it comes to that kind of stuff. Yeah. And have you looked at your 2026 horoscope or anything like that? Do you have a feeling of what you want to bring into the new year?
So I think Chelsea read it to me one time.
Okay.
Like she was kind of reading through all of them and she read through mine, and it was something about new beginnings, accepting some things, changing some things. And like all I read was success and positivity.
Okay.
And so, yeah, that's kind of what I keep it at.
Okay.
Let me read into it. Wow. You about to look at it?
Yeah, I'm about to look at it right now. According to Google Gemini, again, Aries in 2026 is poised for significant personal growth, career leaps, and financial gains, especially with Jupiter bringing luck and Saturn encouraging leadership and discipline, leading to big identity shifts and new opportunities, but requiring strategic action and resilience to manage challenges for lasting success. Expect major creative and personal expansion, particularly in the latter half of the year, with potential for breakthroughs in self-expression and achieving long-term goals. Wow, you're about to have a hell of a year, brother. I'm excited for you.
I
This is
appreciate you. Yeah, let's hear
this
about
is for,
yours.
this is for all my Virgos out there. Virgo in 2026 is a year of significant transformation, focusing heavily on health, career growth, and relationship crossroads, with key themes of steady progress, authenticity, and stepping into the spotlight, especially through pivotal eclipses in health zones in February and relationship-defining moments in August, leading to potential career shifts like freelancing or starting a business. I claim it.
Parentheses podcast.
I claim it. Hey, I'm claiming it, bro. We said this. 2026 is our year. Oh, with my like horoscope in terms of like the professional growth and yours with the creativity and the financial success and all this stuff, bro. It's up from here.
It's up.
We can't lose.
It's up. I'm telling you. Hey, let him cook. And you want to know something? Before we wrap this up, you want to know something that I thought was really cool? So when you look at let him cook, the reason I thought it was really dope is the last initial in him is N. The last initial in cook is K. So look, this year, let him cook. It's Marshall and Kwame's year.
There it is.
It's Marshall and Kwame's year.
There it is. There it is. Man, listen,
Yeah.
we've been around the world together. We've done some pretty cool shit. But I think this is by far the coolest thing that we are going to do together. And I'm completely honored that you even thought about having me as a co-host. This is an incredible privilege, man. You know, I never in a million years thought I would have started a podcast, but you pushed me into this area, and I'm excited that you have. And here we are, man. I'm ready.
Hell yeah, bro. Nah, that's really exciting, man. I don't think there's anybody else that I could picture myself doing this with, man. I think we have a good time together. I think we have a great balance, much like our horoscopes say. I think we complement each other very well, and I also just think we're fucking hilarious.
Netflix special coming in 2026.
Yeah. That ass, the Let Him Cook segment. But yeah, man, I appreciate you hopping on this with me and going through this journey with me, man. I think we're gonna have a nice subtle start, and I think as we go through, it's just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like we don't even gotta like land with the biggest pulse. We just know like we're gonna be consistent and we're gonna be great.
Yeah.
And that's what matters, man. So we're going to shake up the world, big dog.
Let's do it. One episode at a time, man.
One episode at a time. And with that being said, y'all, thank you for joining us today. You know what's funny? We recorded another episode that had to do with just music rap. And I think that's a really funny one. So based on how we're feeling, you might see this or you might see that one first. But either way, thank y'all for tuning in today to Let Him Cook. Till next time, we'll see y'all. Bye-bye.
Peace.